So we want to talk today about planting new fruit trees and different shrubs, and really trees of any kind. When you first plant them, be careful about fertilizing them, because if you put fertilizer in there with the root when you bury it, you're training the tree to stay within the confines of the root system it already has. Because that's the easy thing to do. It's already getting the nutrients it needs right there, so it doesn't stretch forth its little rooty fingers to go look for nutrients. Same thing with water. If you water a lot, they're not going to expand. They're going to stay right where they are because they don't have to. Established trees like these, you can water. You don't need to or want to water them too often, even though they're established. So, a few times a year, particularly when it's hot out, is good. Same thing with your new trees. Maybe the first little while, water them more, but water them less and less. Keeping an eye on when it's going to be really hot, because you don't want to kill your new fruit trees. But fertilizer for older, mature trees is not quite as much a risk as fertilizer for the younger ones. So we're looking at a drought this year. That's forecast anyway. So I went ahead preemptively early spring and mulched all these trees pretty heavily with staying. You don't want to pile it up so high next to the trunk that you end up with problems, or so high on there that you're going to smother them. You want them to be able to still function. You don't want to promote rot around the trunk. But I stayed back from the trunk and I mulched it heavily with goat and sheep manure and with the hay that they waste. And this way we're hoping that it'll hold in and retain the moisture during the summertime, and it won't be as liable to need more water. It worked really well for our potatoes, and I think it'll work real well here. Some areas in water restriction, this is a good idea. Go to a nearby, if you don't have animals, go to a nearby farm and see if they have goat, sheep manure. I even put pony manure on there. And try to encourage it to take care of itself during the hot weather. But this has been planting, watering, and fertilizing trees and shrubs.